So I've got that pretty much erased out. Interestingly, and this is one of my favorite parts or times in this drawing, when you see this entire history of all your thought process. It's just all these lines that you're like, oh my gosh, I can't remember what all those decisions were. But it all got me to this particular point. Now what I want to do is I want to use these lines as my template for the axial lines. And the axial lines are going to be lines that are sort of in between, and they have to make sense with with the lines that I've already drawn. And they need to make sense with what I've what I'm holding in front of me. Now, a lot of times shoes, this happens a lot. Actually, most of the time, I've got a sole that is coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up, it's coming up, and then it cuts in there, right? Reaches another place and comes up. With this particular shoe that I'm drawing, it totally does not do that. It's unusual. I actually don't recall drawing a shoe where the leather, is overlapping out here in a different way from that. It's sort of strange. But that's what my shoe does. Here it just overlaps a little bit. So what I want to do is I want to bring this thing up here. It's got to make sense with that line. It's doing the same thing. And then it comes out. It might even disappear underneath there for a second and then come back out. That is responding to that little piece of leather. And there's a stitch here. Am I going to want to draw all those stitches all the way around? I tell you one thing that is the truth, and that is that I do not want to draw that. But I'm going to respond to what that's doing all the same. And then this thing, is going to come up, much like this one's doing. I look at this thing, and it does that that switch much like this one all the way up here, but at some point this turn point starts to come down like that. It's not doing that yet. I've got to make this make sense and be believable with that line. It also needs to get a little bit smaller as it's going back there to that vanishing point. Am I drawing an entire MRI slice? No, I am not. And when I get here, if you take a look at this MRI slice, hold on here. I'm going to get a little... actually, I think I'll start this as a new video. Hold on.